So as you can see, in our second lesson, we have a story, and we have a murder story, and it's a murder mystery called Forbidden Apple. Do you know what a murder is? Murder? What kind of a crime is it? Yes, killing someone, killing a person. So it is called murder, and this is a murder story, a murder mystery called The Forbidden Apple. Okay, so before listening to our story, before continuing our story, let's learn about the characters. Let's hear about the characters now. So we have some characters to know about in this story. Okay, so of course, every murder story needs a detective, and our detective in this story is Detective Satılmış Tez Bulur, and he is a very famous detective, and he is the pride of the Turkish police forces. So there is no murderer that can escape from him, and he is a very good detective. He is good at his job. Okay, one of our main characters is Halit Argun. So he is a very rich person. What's his job? What do you think? What kind of a job does he have? What does this Halit Argun guy do? Any ideas? Uh, Not in Turkish, please. Come on, we are learning English. You can type. You can always type in English. So please, give me the English names, okay? Okay. Is it necessary for me to say it? He is a okay businessman. Okay, let me type it in the chat box for you. Yes, Halit Argun is a businessman. He is very rich. He is really, really rich, and he can make a lot of money. Okay, and this is Ender Argun. This is his wife. So they are husband and wife. And as you can see, she is a young, beautiful woman. And she doesn't have a job, but of course, she helps her husband. And she's a very ambitious woman. All she cares about is success. She wants to be really, really successful. She wants to be really rich. Okay. Yes, that was our title, Forbidden Apple. Okay. Another character. So our next character is Berkecan. Berkecan is Ender's nephew. So Ender is his aunt. And what does he do? Actually, Berkecan, he doesn't have a job. He's a young person, but he doesn't work. So why does he work? He has a very rich uncle and rich aunt. So he just using their money. He has sports car, and he has very expensive smartphones. And he wants to be a YouTuber. He has a YouTube channel, and his favorite YouTuber is Enes Batur, so he wants to be like him. Okay, any other characters? Okay, also they are living in a very big house. They are living in a villa, and there are some people working in this villa, and one of these people is Katya. So what is Katya's job? What do you think? What does she do in the house? What is Katya's job? You can understand it from her clothing as well. Oh my God, Gerard. No, of course. Slave is something terrible. Slave means you can work somebody without paying money. Okay. So this person, guys, I am typing it for you in the chat box. Maybe you don't know the word. This person is a maid. So maid is someone who works in, yeah, Ramazan, thank you very much. He works in other people's houses for cleaning, for cooking. Of course, not as a slave. These people also earn money. They also get money. Okay. Another character, Mevlut Usta. What's his job? What does he do? Come on, you can understand it from the clothing. Yes, Jela, thank you very much. So he is a cook, or yes, maybe he is a chef. Both are okay. So both are used for the same purpose. So yes, this is a very big house, a rich villa, and Mevlut Usta is the cook. He cooks the meals in this house. Another character is Ali İhsan Efendi. So what does he do? What's his job? What's his responsibility in the house? What do we call these people? Okay, farmer. Okay, this person is a gardener, yes. So, what's the difference between a farmer and a gardener? Okay, let me tell you. Gardener is a person who uh, only works in the garden of a house, but farmer, it's a kind of, uh, how can I say, independent job. So yes, they are doing their own business, they are producing their own things, but a gardener, he doesn't have to produce anything, he just takes care of the garden. Okay, and our last character, the last character is called Yetiş Mehmet. So what's his job? What do you think? What's his responsibility in the house? He is a, yeah, okay, driver, definitely. So Yetiş Mehmet is a driver. Okay, Ramazan, that's the difference. Thank you very much. So they are different jobs, totally different jobs. Okay, these are our characters. Now that we know our characters, we can learn about the story. But okay, so what happened? So it was one day, it was early in the morning of a dark, rainy Sunday. It was a really terrible day. And unfortunately, the rich businessman, Halit Argun, he was killed, he was murdered. So this murder story is about Halil Argun's murder. And of course, as in all murder story, we don't know the killer. We don't know who did it. So we have lots of suspects, but unfortunately we don't have any ideas. Do you have any initial guesses? Who do you think killed Halil Argun? Yeah, rest in peace, unfortunately. Okay. Why does everybody say Ender? She's a very young, beautiful woman. Okay. So we don't know. We will solve the mystery together, okay? We don't know yet. So yes, of course, we have no ideas about the murderer. Uh, okay. Yes. So yes, this is the time of the murder. It's 9:17 a.m. a Sunday morning, and it's the 25th of March, and it's a very close date. Okay, and okay, who saw the body? Of course, who is the first person to report it? So Katya, the housemaid, was the first person to see the dead body. Of course, she was going into the living room, and he saw the dead body, and he screamed, and she immediately reported, of course. So she was the first person to hear the scream and see the dead body. So Halit Argun screamed, Katya heard it, she ran to the living room, and she only saw the dead body, and she doesn't know anything about it. Okay, so this is how the murder happened. Of course, Ender Argun, she was very unhappy about it, you know. Her dear husband is dead now, and she is very unhappy. She is really upset about it, and she cried whole day. And of course, she immediately called the police, and the police just came to the crime scene. And to solve the case, Detective Satılmış Tez Bulur is appointed. And as you can understand from his surname, he is a very good detective and he will uh, find the murderer really quickly. The only person who is quicker than Tez Bulur is Müge Anlı. You know, she is really famous about finding these cases. But of course, Satılmış Tez Bulur is also a quick detective. Okay, so he started his inquiry, so he started his research about the case, and he asked the question, who might have killed this rich businessman Halit Argun? Who might have killed this poor guy? Okay, so of course this means there is a person from the house who possibly killed him yesterday morning. So somebody, possibly someone from the house, possibly killed him. But who might have killed? We don't know. We are going to solve the mystery together with Detective Tezbulur. Okay, of course he started questioning people, he started to ask people questions, and the first person to question, of course, was the reporter, Katya. She was the first person to see the case, and here is their dialogue. Can you please read the dialogue? Where were you at 9:17? Okay. So do you think Katya is the killer? What do you get from this dialogue? Do you think she can be the killer? Okay, Celal also says innocent. Okay, so yes, Katya seems innocent. She seems guilty, not guilty, but she gives us a clue. She hears two screams, one from Halit, one from Ender. Uh, but unfortunately, we didn't see Ender. Okay, we don't know. But we are sure of something. So, could Katya have killed Halit Argun? Is it possible that she did? So she was in the kitchen in the moment of murder. Mehmet was with her, so she has a witness. Mehmet already knows that she was in the kitchen. And she was the person who reported the murder. Zaten bildiren kişi bu. So we are sure that we can understand that Katya couldn't or mustn't have killed Halit Argun because she was in the kitchen and Mehmet knows she was there. So it is impossible that she did it. So this thing is impossible. She is totally innocent. She couldn't have killed. She mustn't have killed Halit Argun. Please don't forget this sentence, okay? If you are taking notes, keep this along with the name Katya. Katya couldn't have killed. Katya mustn't have killed Halit Argun. This is impossible. Okay, let's continue questioning the other people. We don't only have Katya, we have lots of people in this house. Okay, the next person, of course, was Yetiş Mehmet. So let's listen. Is he going to give us the same story? Bakalım aynı hikayeyi o da anlatacak mı? Çapraz sorguya cevap verecek mi? Okay, can you please read the dialogue again? Okay, what do you think? Do you think Mehmet is the killer? Yes, Celal, Katya also said the same thing. Katya gave us the same story. They were having a chat, they heard a scream, and then Katya ran to the living room. Celal gives us the exact same story. Nothing is different. And again, he gives us the same clue. They were both screaming. Halit and Ender, they were screaming and they thought they were fighting. They were having a fight. So, okay, we can understand that Mehmet is, yeah, innocent just like Katya. They were just in the kitchen. That's their only responsibility that day. So, yes, let's ask the same question. Could Mehmet have killed Halit Argun? Is it possible that he did? So, we know that he was in the kitchen in the moment of murder. Katya was with him as a witness, and he thought the victim was fighting with Ender Argun. So the same thing. So, okay, here we can understand that Mehmet mustn't have killed Halit Argun because he was in the kitchen and Katya knows he was there. Eğer bir işbirliği söz konusu değilse, so they were innocent. So Mehmet couldn't have killed or he mustn't have killed Halit Argun. Okay, again take note of this name along with couldn't and mustn't have, please. Okay. So let's continue our inquiry. Let's question the other people. Bakalım diğer insanlar ne anlatacak. Okay, the next person to question was Mevlüt Usta. Okay, can you please read his questioning? Okay, what do you think about Mevlüt Usta? Could he be the killer? Is Mevlüt Usta the murderer? Celal, thank you very much. That's the exact word I was looking for. Yes, Buket. He is not for sure the murderer, but he is a suspected person. So, yes, okay. He has been working for this family for 40 years and now maybe Halit Bey is just like a family, but why not? Yes, Aslı Tuğçe. So we also think he is a cute person and we will just trust our instinct, huh? We will just trust that he hasn't killed Halit Ergun. Okay, so we ask the same question again. Let's continue with the same question. So could Mevlüt Usta have killed Halit Argun? Is it possible that he did? Okay. He has been loyal to the family for 40 years. We know that. He is just like a family member now. And he was in the balcony, yes. However, no one can prove that he was in the balcony. He said, I was alone. I was smoking a cigarette, but I was alone. So who is going to prove that he was alone? Nereden bileceğiz acaba yalnız olduğunu ya da balkonda olduğunu? So, he is suspected. So here is what we can say. Mevlüt Usta may or might not have killed Halit Argun because he is too loyal to the family and there is no evidence. However, there is still possibility. So he might not have killed, but it's not for sure. So for Katya and Mehmet, it was sure they didn't kill. But for Mevlüt Usta, it's not for sure. So we will say he may or he might not have killed. But of course, we don't know. It's just a possibility for now. Okay, let's continue. Ali İhsan Efendi. A similar picture. Let's read the story. Okay, do you think Ali Ihsan Efendi is the murderer? Okay, Buket says innocent and Celal says suspected. Okay, yes, he says I was not at home and I was in the market with my daughter Aisha, but how can we know? Okay, yes. Thank you very much for the adjective, Celal. So, yes, Ali İhsan Efendi, he was not at home. But of course no one in the home can prove it. Evdeki kimse bunu doğrulayamaz. Kızımla çarşıdaydım diyor ama evdekiler bununla ilgili bir şey bilmiyorlar. But he gives us another clue. He gives us about Berkecan. So, we understand that Berke was in a kind of panic and Ender Hanım asked him a question. Did you catch the question? Where did you put it? So what is this it in the question? What is Ender Hanım asking about? We don't know, of course. We cannot make an accusation, so it's too early. But we know some information about Ali İhsan Efendi now. So could Ali İhsan Efendi have killed Halit Argun? Is it possible that he did? Well, he was in the market early in the morning. His daughter Ayşe was with him. He heard Ender and Berkecan in an unusual dialogue. Where did you put it? So a different question. But of course, Ali İhsan Efendi is not totally innocent. So we will make the same sentence. Ali İhsan Efendi may or might not have killed Halit Argun because he was in the market with his daughter. However, there is no proof that he is innocent. Henüz masumiyetini kanıtlayacak bir kanıt da yok. So he is, as Celal said, he is suspected. But so we say that he might not have killed as he was in the market. He was outside the house. Okay, let's continue. Yes, now the question becomes tighter and tighter and the circle is getting narrower and narrower. Çember daralıyor arkadaşlar. So Berkecan is the next person and let's hear out what he is saying. Let's read the dialogue and let's try to solve the case. Okay, what do you think about this Berkecan's questioning? Definitely suspected. Yes, he might be a witness as well. Maybe he is just cooperating. He is not a killer, but maybe he is a cooperator. Yes, Celal, definitely. So he was cooperating maybe with the murderer. Look at his sentences. He cannot make a correct sentence. So he cannot talk properly. And suddenly he says helva. So he was going out to buy helva. The husband has just died and Ender Hanım is sending him to buy helva. Do you think it's possible? Right after murder, right after killing, to go to buy helva? Oh my god. Maybe they love helva so much. Okay, yeah, why not? Maybe it was a celebration. It was not a mourning. It was not for funeral, but maybe it was for celebration. Who knows? Okay, so Berkecan is definitely a suspect, and he is a strong suspect. So we know that. So let's look at our clues. Could Berkecan have killed Halit Argun? Is it possible that he did? So he wanted to leave the house right after the murder. Why? Where was he going in a rush? He was lying about the helva shopping. He was definitely lying. And Ender Argun asked him about an object. Do you remember the question? Where did you put it? So Ender was asking about something. So this puts Berke in the position of a guilty person. So what can we say? We can say that Berkecan might or could have killed Halit Argun. So now this is a strong possibility because he wanted to leave the house and lied about buying helva. So Ender Argon might have could have asked about the knife used for killing. Yes, maybe Ender was asking about the knife. Where did you put the knife? Where did you put it? Maybe Berkecan was cooperating. We don't know. Okay, so let's continue. Let's question the last person, of course. And now we have the final person in the house, and that Argon. Let's read what she will say. Okay. Okay, guys, what do you think about Ender's answers? Do you think she's the killer? What do you think, Buket? Okay, as you can see, she is lying about everything. She says I was in the balcony, but actually Mevlut Usta was on the balcony, and Mevlut Usta said uh, he was alone. And okay, and there she doesn't want to cook any helva. She says it's a stupid tradition for poor people. We are rich, we are very rich. And she says we never have fight. But Katya and Mehmet said they were fighting for the past 2 weeks. They were fighting. They were having rich arguments. Okay, so these are very strong evidence, strong proofs about uh, Ender. Actually, all these point to Ender, not Mevlut Usta. So we can say that could Ender Argun have killed Halit Argun? Is it possible that she did? Okay, she was lying about screaming alone in the balcony. No, she was not in the balcony. She didn't send Berkecan to buy helva. This is a total lie. And she was lying about never having a fight with her husband. No, they were fighting for the past 2 weeks. So we can say that Ender Argun had to have killed Halit Argun because she was lying about everything. And Berkecan must or had to have helped his hound because he was lying too. So these two people were the only liars in the story. So most probably they were the killers. Okay, this is just our decision. We don't know, but as detectives, this is what we can say. So this is a very, very high possibility. So for that, what do you use? Must and had to have. Please be careful with the sentence form. Must or had to have. So you can associate this with Ender Hanım. So it is related to Ender and Berke. They are the most possible suspects. Okay, so this is the end of our story. Now let's look at our modal verbs. Let's remember our modal verbs and let's remember their uses. So when you are 100% sure that something didn't happen in the past, so you don't think that it happened and you are 100% sure of it, what will you use? Then you will use couldn't or mustn't have verb 3. So Buket, this was your sentence. Buket Yamada, you were writing this sentence, and the other Buket, you were asking me why. So this is the reason. When you say couldn't or mustn't have, you mean it didn't happen. You are 100% sure of it. So let's remember our sentence. For example, we said Katya mustn't have killed Halit Argun because she was in the kitchen. And Mehmet knows she was there. Hem görgü tanığı var Hem olayı ilk rapor eden kişi Katya. Bu yüzden eminiz ki Katya öldürmedi. Öldürmüş olamaz. This is impossible. So to give this meaning you use couldn't or mustn't have, and please be careful, you will always use verb 3. Okay. What about the next one? Okay, when there is possibility that something didn't happen. Now you are not 100% sure, but you are talking about just possibility. Let's remember our example sentence. Sorry, for this what did we use? May or might not have verb 3. Be careful, so could is not in this category. Could has a totally different meaning. Celal, if... Okay, yeah, I thought you were asking a question. Okay, mesela Mevlüt Usta ile ilgili ne demiştiniz? He didn't kill but he is a suspect. So Mevlüt Usta might not have killed Halit Argun because he is too loyal to the family. Aileye bu kadar sadık olması öldürmemiş olabileceğini gösteriyor. But there is still possibility. Bunu o zaman öldürmemiş olabilir diye çevirebiliriz. So this is a kind of possibility, but we are never sure. So here we are sure, but here it is possibility. We don't know. Okay. When there is possibility that something happened, now we are on the positive side. We see a kind of possibility that something happened. What do we use? We use may or might or could have and the past participle form of the verb, as you can see here. So these three talk about possibility. Let's remember our sentences. For example, we said Berkecan is a very strong suspect. So what do we say about him? Berkecan may, might or could have killed Halit Argun because he wanted to leave the house and lied about buying helva. So this is a very strong possibility but still possibility. Henüz bir kanıt bulamadık. Yalan söylediğini yakaladık. But we are not 100% sure. And our last category. When you are 100% sure that something happened. So this is the opposite of the first category. So what do we use here? We use must or had to and of course have plus past participle form of the verb. So these two never change. As you can see in all of them, these two are default. So must and had to give us this 100% possibility, very strong possibility. So who was our strongest suspect? It was of course Ender. Ender Argun was our strongest suspect. So what do we say? Ender Argun had to have killed Halit Argun because she was lying about everything. She was lying in all her answers. So we are sure that she killed. Ender Argun must or had to have killed Halit Argun. So these are modal verbs that can use for deduction. Deduction, it means making some thinking about some possibilities about the past. Detektif sözcüğünü düşünün arkadaşlar. Detektifin işi nedir? Geçmişle ilgili, yani olan olaylarla ilgili çıkarımlarda bulunup katili bulmaktır, değil mi? So deduction is what a detective does. So he thinks about past situations, he analyzes answers, and then he says this happened or this didn't happen. So this is a deduction. All these four sentences, this one, this one, this one, and this one, are deduction sentences, and you use these modal verbs to make a deduction in the past. Okay, do you have any questions until now? Yes, consequence buckets, definitely. So we are talking about consequences. Did it happen or not? Sonuç çıkarıyoruz. Bize verilen ipuçlarından, topladığımız ipuçlarından bir sonuca varıyoruz. And it is called a deduction. Okay guys, any question about these modal verbs? I am sure you are curious about the real killer, but the answer is with you. Artık olayı siz çözeceksiniz. Katilin kim olduğunu ben söylemeyeceğim. Ben size sadece en güçlü şüpheliyi vermiş oldum. Okay, Any questions about modal verbs? Aktivitelere geçmeden önce arkadaşlar, if you are taking notes, I am leaving the page for you for a few seconds, and please get a screenshot of this one. This page is very important for you. Yeah, if you take a screenshot or if you take very quick notes, you will need it in your exercises, as Ebru just said. Okay, one more minute for people who are taking notes, and then I will open the exercise for you. We will just do some of them. We don't have time for all of them. Or maybe, if time allows, we can finish all of them. Ne anlamlara geldiğini hatırladığınız müddetçe arkadaşlar, formla ilgili bir sıkıntınız yok. Gördüğünüz üzere yani bütün kişilere göre, tenslere göre çekimlemenize gerek yok. Sadece past formu var ve sadece have verb 3 kullanıyorsunuz. So this is very easy for you. Just keep in mind the meanings of these modal verbs. Couldn't and mustn't. 100% sure that it didn't happen. May, might not. Possibility that it didn't happen. Something didn't happen. May, might, could. There is a possibility that something happened. And must, had to. You are 100% sure that it happened. Okay, let's continue with the exercises. It's time to practice now. Okay, our first sentence. Okay, nobody knows exactly why he died, but we think an accident. Okay, your verb is already here. You will just choose the correct modal verb. And here is your clue. We think. Okay, when you have the correct answer, just type it in the chat box, okay? Don't hurry, acele etmeyin. Dikkatlice okuyun cümleyi. Bilmediğiniz kelimeler varsa sorun. Ondan sonra cevabınızı yapın. So just be patient, understand the sentence, and then put your answer in the chat box. Nobody knows exactly why he died. We don't know the reason, but we think it was an accident. Please write your answers in the chat box when you are ready. Yes, Ebru hocam, we think, so we are not sure. We just think it was an accident. Okay, what do you think, guys? Okay, Buket has an answer. Let's wait for other people to put their answers too. Any other different answers, or you can also put a plus if you are agreeing with Buket. Okay. Aynı cümleye katıldığınızı göstermek için bir artı koyabilirsiniz ya da kendi versiyonunuz varsa. Okay, it might have been an accident. Okay. Okay, yes guys, your answers are correct. So this may have been, this might have been, and this could have been an accident. Why? Because we think. We are not sure. There is no proof. There is no evidence. Kanıt yok. Kesin olarak bilmiyoruz. We just think that it might have been an accident. Thank you guys. You are awesome today. You are very successful today. And let's continue with our second sentence. Okay, I already put the answer key on the board as well. Okay. Sarah looked very happy. And what's the situation with her driving test? She looked very happy, extremely happy. I am sure she was happy. Okay, Buket has an answer. Any other alternatives? Any different alternatives? I think this time we have a strong evidence, strong proof. Sanki bu sefer biraz kanıtımız var gibi. Not 100% sure, but Ebru Hocam, we have an evidence, right? She is very happy. I know this. Zeynep, be careful with the form, please. You are very close, but don't forget the full form. Özge again. So be careful with the form. Okay, so Buket has an answer and Zeynep has an answer, and these two are the correct answer. She had to have passed her driving test. Nereden çıkarıyoruz bunu? Çok mutlu görünüyor. Ehliyet sınavını geçmiş olmalı. Geçmiş olması lazım. So this time we are more sure. So the possibility is stronger. Bir öncekinde we think diyorduk ama burada bir kanıtımız var. She looked very happy. She looked extremely happy. So she must or had to have passed her driving test. So could have, might have, may have, these are not totally wrong. Hani tamamen yanlış cevaplar değil arkadaşlar ama eğer kanıtınız varsa must veya had to'yu seçmeniz daha doğru olacaktır. Okay, great. Let's continue. This time no clues for you. İpucu vermeyeceğim arkadaşlar. You can do it. Buket has an answer, okay. And Zeynep, Celal, other two people have answers. Be careful with the first sentence. The first sentence gives you all the clue. I can't believe Jim hasn't arrived yet. So this means Jim isn't here. He is supposed to be here. He must be here, but he isn't now. He hasn't arrived. So there's a problem here. We have a problem. So for example, he may have taken the wrong train. Yanlış bir trene binmiş olabilir mi acaba? So this is just a possibility. Gelmemiş olmasının tek bir sebebini veriyoruz arkadaşlar. He may have taken, he might have taken, and he could have taken the wrong train. Yanlış trene binmiş olabilir. Ama belki başına başka bir şey geldi. We don't know. Maybe he died. Maybe he had an accident. Maybe he changed his decision. We don't know. We just talk about one possibility. He may have taken the wrong train. Hala gelmediğine göre yanlış trene binmiş olabilir. We don't know. This is just a possibility. Okay, the next one. Okay, we have a big liar here. Okay, Buket already has an answer. Other people? Jesse saw you at the bowling alley. You told me you were ill, but Jesse saw you at the bowling alley. So, what's the problem here? What's your deduction? Nasıl bir sonuç çıkarabiliriz buradan arkadaşlar? Hastayım dedin. Sonra Jesse seni bowling salonunda gördü. Okay, so yes. You couldn't, you mustn't have been ill yesterday. Jesse saw you at the bowling. Yani dün hasta olmuş olma ihtimalin yok. Olamazsın. Because you were at the bowling alley. What kind of a situation is it? So you are lying. So you mustn't have been ill yesterday. This is the correct answer. Okay, the last one. Ara vaktinizden çok çalmayayım. Okay, we have some different answers. May have got, must have got. Okay, Zeynep, your answer is also correct, but usually instead of have to, we prefer had to. That's a more preferable form. And got is already verb 3. Get, got. Gotten sözcüğünü birazcık eski İngilizce'de, Osmanlı İngilizcesinde kullanıyorlarmış. Artık çok fazla gotten sözcüğünü kullanmıyoruz. Cevabını ona göre tekrar düzenleyebilirsin Zeynepciğim. Ahmet, what's your answer? What do you think? We have a strong proof the window is broken. So this is a very strong possibility, maybe 100% possibility. Okay, our correct answer is must or had to have got in through the window. Why? Because the window is broken. Kanıtımız çok güçlü. Cam kırık olduğuna göre camdan girmiş olmalılar. So this is a very high possibility, very strong possibility. So this is why you should prefer must or had to. May, might, and could, these are weak possibilities. Must and had to, they are very strong possibilities. This is the reason. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time for questions, but if you have any problems about these models, you can ask your teachers, you can ask me. In your Focus on Grammar books, there are lots of practice about this topic. When we assign your homework today, you can later do your practice, okay? Now it's break time. When we return back, you will continue with Tuğçe Hocam. It's break time.